I always ask my wife whether I should do something or not do something. Why would I give out state secrets? No. There should be a line. We all draw a line. We are not saints, we are sinners. I've sinned many times.
This book, has it been an exercise in image building or image breaking?
No, neither.
But you have certainly demolished one colleague of yours entirely in the last chapter, Mr. Doval.
Not in the least. Ajit Doval is a friend, And in fact, I think people have got unnecessarily excited by that last chapter. What the point I'm trying to make in that last chapter, if you read it properly, is that we can differ, we can disagree, but we can still be friends. I think the heading of the chapter is Spooks as Friends. So we've always been friends, and I think Ajit is a good friend even today. No, there's no attempt at all to run him down. In fact, I've always praised him, and I think even in this book I praised him. Certain things, one does say. I'm sure he has a lot to say about me.
But he hasn't written them yet?
No, he's much more careful than I am. My life has been an open book.
Sir, about being careful and being, carefree, have you taken permission before writing this book?
No, I always take permission. I always ask my wife whether I should do something or not do something. I wouldn't do anything without her permission.
So, I was actually going to talk about the notification that has spooked quite a few spooks in India.
I'm not aware of any notification.
Really? No. There has been no communication that you actually...
Not even my wife has notified me. No.
No, so no threat of, being held in contempt of the Official Secrets Act?
That possibly happens every time I write something, but no.
But you haven't.
I have never written anything which is not in the public domain. I've been very careful not to ever say anything which is not already known. Why would I? Why would I give out state secrets? No. I've been involved in that far too long to do anything like that. No.
But so when it comes to official secrets, do you think that it becomes a kind of a whip to silence people more than, protect
I think that's another issue. That's another question, another issue altogether. There are people of the view, strong views, that the Official Secrets Act needs to be re-examined. I think government can think about it, go into it. But, spooks all over the world, right? So it's not such a big deal.
But say we people in the subcontinent, we are a little bit cagey about it.
I think you made a good point here. And let me say, I think it's high time that at least the Intelligence Bureau, which is more than 100 years old now, should have an official history of its own written.
Sir, I have to ask a very flippant question, and please tell me to shut up if you don't want to answer.
No, I'll answer. If I could answer your last question, I can answer your next one.
Right.
No problem.
So, when it comes to the private lives of persons of interest, whether it be politicians or, opposition leaders or insurgents or whatever, when it comes to their private lives, is there a line that spooks draw or the establishment draws, or everything is a fair game?
No, there should be a line. We all draw a line. But as I said, this is my story, and it's been told from the heart, very honestly. And I have not hesitated to talk about my own love life in this.
But have there been incidents where somebody else's life story, their love lives or scandalous lives are actually brought into the mix.
No scandal in this.
No, not in the book. I have read the book, but when it comes to decision making on the high table,
that doesn't happen.
That doesn't happen. Cross your heart.
No, cross my heart, cross my fingers, cross everything. It doesn't happen. It doesn't happen.
Right.
No, we don't take advantage of such things. No.
We don't.
No, we don't. Not even with adversaries, I think. Yeah.
That's a very noble thing. I have difficulty in in accepting.
You don't believe it.
No, I don't. Okay. So there has been a lot of conversation around spying and leaking of certain personal conversations in Pakistan, and that has caused quite a bit of embarrassment.
That is their problem.
No, but do we also do that? Do we take advantage of personal conversations?
No, if it is to our advantage, we should take advantage. But otherwise, if it's somebody's personal matter, then it's his personal matter. But it all depends on what it is and what advantage, you want to take of it. Of course, all agencies do take advantage. We are not saints, we are sinners.
No, you say that in the book, we are sinners. So yes.
Yeah, I mean,
is that sin to be
you won't find Mother Teresa in an agency.
Certainly not. But have you been a sinner in this aspect as well?
I've sinned many times.
With good effects? With good results?
With good intentions.
With good results as well?
No, I can't talk about results, but with good intentions.
Successful?
Some may be successful, some may not be successful.
A life in the shadows. I don't think spooks are in the shadows anymore. One of your colleagues is now at the head of India's national security.
Yeah, spooks do live in the shadows. Not many of them get known. There is the legendary story about Mr. Cow, that nobody ever had a photograph of Mr. Cow. And I can tell you that when I joined the Bureau in '69, the DIBs, or the first few DIBs that I worked with, they were very rarely photographed. Nobody knew who they were. I mean, you could know the name, but you didn't know the face. So yeah, we do live in the shadows. Now, of course, things have changed, and most people are well known, and their photographs are out, and that kind of thing. But being the national security advisor doesn't mean that he's not in a shadowy world.
So your previous two books, Kashmir, the Vajpayee Years and The Spy Chronicles, you have insisted on maintaining dialogue, no matter what the circumstances are. Are you doing the same? Are you advocating for the same, or has your strategy, has your worldview changed a bit?
No, my worldview hasn't changed. Now we have a problem with China, for instance. I think we need to be talking all the time. We need to be engaging all the time. That is the answer.
You talk about China. Your area of specialization has been Kashmir, Pakistan, and that part of the neighborhood.
You see, I've never claimed to be a Pakistan expert. I have never worked on Pakistan. Actually, it is Kashmir which took me to Pakistan, because there is a connect there. But yes, Kashmir I worked on, and I've been watching, even today I keep watching Kashmir. It has sort of become an obsession with me. And right now we might not think it necessary. But these are our two main, important neighbors, one on the east and one on the west. And I think we need to engage with both.
Right.
Right now the feeling seems to be that there is no need to talk to Pakistan. There will always be need to talk to Pakistan. Sometimes our bureaucrats talk about a position of strength. I think we are always in a position of strength.
Absolutely.
So why should we not talk? Why should we not engage?
Right. particularly at this moment where Pakistan has, its own demons to fight at different borders with Afghanistan, for example. What has been going on there?
Yeah, now coming to Afghanistan again, I think we haven't had a proper Afghan policy. For far too long, we've been dependent on the Americans and how long the Americans will stay in Afghanistan.
But sir, do you think, because this has been a kind of point of contention, that India has let Afghanistan down? Do you feel that we have?
I don't know about letting Afghanistan down, but I think we have let our own interests down.
The hostage situation led India to release certain terrorists that we wouldn't have otherwise. You were there. How did you feel about it?
The goof up actually took place in Amritsar. Having landed in Amritsar, that plane should never have left Amritsar. But we dilly-dallied, we allowed it to leave. And once it left, then the game went out of our control. And once it landed in Kandahar, then we knew that we would have to make a deal. In fact, if you recall, they first asked for 105 people, and then it gradually came down. So I think our negotiators who went to Kandahar did a good job. And
was it a successful mission?
Yeah, it was a successful mission. Every option was considered here in government, including an Entebbe type raid and things like that. But we had obvious limitations. The relationship with Pakistan those days was not good, and we had no relationship with the Taliban. So obviously, it was a very hostile kind of situation.
There has been this growing narrative how Prime Minister Modi has managed to make a saint out of Mr. Vajpayee. I'm not here to sit in judgment on either, but having worked with one.
I don't know. I worked with Prime Minister Vajpayee for 5.5 years. I don't know about politicians, but the bureaucracy was exceedingly happy with that government and with the Prime Minister in particular.
Have you met the current Prime Minister? Have you met Prime Minister Modi?
I would like very much to meet him and to get a chance to interact with him. I did meet him accidentally. It was at an investiture ceremony in the R&AW where I was invited, and the Prime Minister came to give a speech. And I thought, I was listening to him very intently, and I thought he said something very interesting towards the end of his speech. He said, the agencies are doing a damn good job, but हमें goodwill बना के रखनी चाहिए. So that word goodwill, I couldn't forget. And because I thought to myself, this is exactly what I've been trying to do all these years in Kashmir.
Absolutely. And you've got such bad press about it.
Bad or good doesn't matter. We do what we are supposed to do, and you do it to the best of your ability. So there I did get a chance to accidentally bump into the Prime Minister. And I don't know what brought him towards me, but he came and said, Dulat साहब कैसे हैं आप? मैंने कहा सब मौज में है और आज आपका भाषण सुना, बहुत कुछ सीखा भी है. But I have actually been keen to meet him. But I haven't had the opportunity, no.
What is it that you're going to tell him on Kashmir, on...
No, I would just like to put forward, whatever my 2 bits on Kashmir. That it is not as difficult as we are making it out to be. And I think the solutions are quite straightforward there.
What are those solutions?
I think for one, a revival of the political and democratic process. I think elections should be held. Enough is enough. 370 is gone. It's, I think, done and dusted. The Kashmiris, by and large, whatever he might say, by and large reconciled to it. So let's move on.
What about Pakistan's involvement in Kashmir?
Interestingly, Pakistan's involvement is always there, but that involvement has shrunk. The Pakistan lobby, as we used to call it, is very small now. It's minuscule almost. And even those who are pro-Pakistan don't want to admit it today, in today's circumstances. So I don't think Pakistan it is a factor, but it's not such a huge factor anymore. Also, interestingly, when 370 was abrogated, the Pakistan reaction has been very muted. Prime Minister Imran Khan did us a favor by not raising too much of a noise on this issue.